Your person sees you as someone who is mentally strong, resilient, and unshakable in the face of challenges. They recognize that you cannot be swayed by mind games or manipulative tactics, and this realization has shifted something within them. Your strength forces them to raise their own standards and pull up their socks, because you stand as someone who cannot be controlled or diminished. Instead of being intimidated by this, they find it both irresistible and deeply tempting. There is something magnetic about the way you carry yourself, a balance of firmness and compassion, that draws them toward you even as they wrestle with their own shortcomings. You are living abundantly in this stage of your life because you have mastered the art of emotional balance. In the past, you may have reacted quickly to people or situations, but now you respond with clarity and composure. You have learned that reacting from emotion alone can drain you, while responding with awareness keeps you in control of your own energy. This growth has allowed you to thrive in ways you may not have imagined before. You are not letting the bumps in this journey affect you negatively. Instead, you take each lesson as it comes, refusing to allow it to shake your peace of mind. Your straightforward nature has become one of your greatest strengths. When you declare that a cycle is finished, you mean it wholeheartedly, and there is no going back. That decisiveness, though it may intimidate some, speaks to your integrity and your commitment to your own well-being. Your person feels a deep sense of regret for not taking this connection more seriously when they had the chance. They reflect on the times when you offered genuine love and presence, but instead of trusting in that, they chose to test you. Their own fears, doubts, and lack of self-trust led them to question both you and the bond you shared. In doing so, they allowed their insecurities to overshadow what could have been something truly meaningful. Now, as they look back, they see that they let you slip away, or worse, pushed you to walk away by not meeting you where you deserved to be met. At this moment, they are eager for your attention. They are drawn back to you because they now understand the depth of what you embody. To them, you are not just strong, but also stable and genuine, a rare combination that is difficult to find in this world. They admire your authenticity, your refusal to settle for less, and your ability to stand tall no matter the circumstances. Yet this admiration is mingled with shame. They recall the times they judged you unfairly, labeling you as crazy when in truth, it was their own inability to understand your depth that clouded their vision. This harsh judgment now weighs heavily on them, and they feel remorse for the words and actions that misrepresented who you truly are. The weight of their thoughts about you is not light. It is heavy, pressing, and persistent. They replay conversations, moments, and choices over and over, wishing they had handled things differently. They long for the chance to rewrite those chapters, to choose love over fear, and to honor the connection instead of doubting it. Nostalgia has become their constant companion. The memories of you, your voice, your presence, your energy, linger in their mind like echoes that will not fade. They find themselves drifting back to the laughter you shared, the small gestures that carried so much meaning, and the ways you made them feel seen and understood. These memories remind them not only of what they lost but also of what they failed to appreciate in the moment. From their perspective now, you shine even brighter than before. The distance has given them clarity, and in that clarity, they see the depth of your worth. They recognize that while they were testing, doubting, and hesitating, you were growing, healing, and strengthening yourself. They see that you are no longer in the same place you once were. You have risen higher, reached deeper into your own truth, and built a life of abundance and balance. This makes them both admire you and ache with longing, because they realize they may no longer fit seamlessly into your world. Yet despite this awareness, they cannot shake the desire to reach out, to try again, to win back your trust and attention. They want to prove to you, and perhaps even to themselves, that they can match your strength with their own, that they can show up in ways they failed to before. But the shadow of regret follows closely behind this desire. They know that words alone may not be enough to heal the wounds of the past. They know that you no longer accept half-hearted efforts or empty promises. If they want a place in your life again, they will need to demonstrate genuine change and growth. Still, the thought of you continues to weigh heavily on their heart. They feel the ache of opportunities missed and choices poorly made. In the quiet moments, when distractions fade, their mind inevitably wanders back to you. It is in those moments they realize how deeply you impacted them, how strongly your presence shaped their growth, and how much they still long for what they once had but did not value. Their heart is full of both regret and hope, regret for the ways they fell short, and hope that perhaps, somehow, the door to your connection is not entirely closed. For now, they carry the memory of you as both a lesson and a longing. You remain the person who awakened something within them that they cannot forget. Your strength, your abundance, and your authenticity have left an imprint on their soul, one they will carry whether or not you allow them back into your life. And while they sit in reflection, you continue moving forward, unshaken, abundant, and more powerful than ever. I know deep in my heart that I am the reason for your unhappiness, and admitting that truth is painful but necessary. I have to own the fact that I caused you a lot of pain through my actions and, just as importantly, through my inactions. When I look back now, I feel a deep sense of regret for the things I did wrong, but the weight is even heavier when I think about all the things I failed to do for you. There are moments where I replay situations in my mind, wondering how different things could have been if only I had loved you the way you deserved, listened to you when you needed to be heard, or made the changes you were silently hoping I would make. For all of that, I am truly sorry. I wish I could turn back time and rewrite our story, but since I cannot, the best I can do is acknowledge my mistakes and commit to being better. I am especially sorry that I didn't change quickly enough when it mattered most. I moved too slowly, too stubbornly, and I didn't grasp how much you were hurting while you were still by my side. By the time I realized how serious things were, it was already too late. You were slipping away from me, and I was powerless to stop it. That realization broke something inside me. Ever since we split, I have been working on myself because losing you was the wake-up call I desperately needed. It was like a light being switched on in a dark room. Suddenly I could see all the things about myself that I had been blind to for so long, all the habits and attitudes that were pushing you away instead of drawing you closer. For a long time, I thought I could do no wrong. I convinced myself that no matter what I said or did, you would always be there, waiting patiently, forgiving endlessly, and loving unconditionally. But now I understand how arrogant, selfish, and naive that mindset was. I see clearly that I was a fool, and the worst part is that I took you for granted. I didn't see you with the appreciation, love, and respect that you deserved. I didn't recognize the effort you put into us, the sacrifices you made, or the way you stood by me even when I was difficult to love. Realizing that has been one of the hardest but most necessary lessons of my life. Since the day we parted ways, I have been trying to figure out how to make things right, not only with you, but also within myself. I've asked myself countless times how I can make amends for my failures, how I can grow into a man who is worthy of your love, trust, and companionship. I want to be someone I can be proud of, someone who stands tall because he has learned from his mistakes instead of repeating them. More importantly, I want to be the kind of person you can be proud of too, the kind of partner who makes your life better, who gives you comfort instead of stress, and who shows you every single day that you are cherished. I know I have not done my part to make this easy, and I know I gave you reasons to doubt me. That truth weighs heavily on me, and I want you to know, sincerely and from the deepest part of my heart, that I am sorry. I realize now that so many of the things I did were not good for you, not good for us, and not even good for me. That is why I have spent so much time in quiet reflection, looking inward, questioning my choices, and forcing myself to confront the person I used to be. It has not been easy, but it has been necessary. And through all of this self-reflection, one truth has remained unshaken: I cannot see myself with anyone except you. You are my love, the person who holds a place in my heart that no one else could ever fill. You have what I need, not in a superficial or material sense, but in the deepest, most profound way. My heart belongs to you, and no matter how much time passes, that fact doesn't change. You are woven into me, and trying to imagine my future without you feels empty and incomplete. I want you to know how I feel because keeping it inside only eats away at me. I need you to understand that this is not just about missing what we had, it is about recognizing what you mean to me and what kind of person I need to become if I ever hope to earn your trust again. I don't want anyone else, I want you. I want to give you the kind of love that is steady, patient, and true. I want to be someone you can lean on without hesitation, someone who makes you feel safe, valued, and seen. I know that words alone are not enough to heal the pain I caused or to erase the past. But I hope these words can at least show you my sincerity. I am not the same person I was before, and though I still have work to do, I am committed to becoming better every single day. My greatest hope is that one day you might be able to look at me and see someone you can trust again, someone worthy of your love, and maybe even someone you can imagine a future with. Until then, I will keep working, keep growing, and keep holding on to the hope that love, our love, can find its way back. This silence is killing me in ways I can barely describe. Every passing moment feels like a battle between wanting to reach out and holding myself back, unsure of whether now is the right time. I don't know if you'll answer my message, or if you'll ignore my call, and the uncertainty drives me into endless circles of thought. I fear that if I send something and you don't respond in time, my emotions will spiral out of control, and I'll panic, convinced that I've lost you or that you no longer care. It's a terrible state to be in, because while I crave your presence, I also dread rejection, or worse, silence. I know deep down that I cannot approach you without preparation. To stumble forward recklessly would only repeat the mistakes I've made in the past, mistakes I carry with me like quiet scars. What I want now, more than anything, is to show up as the very best version of myself for you. You mean so much to me that I feel compelled to grow, to mature, and to become someone worthy of standing beside you. There is so much passion inside me, a fire I can't suppress, and it pulls me toward you again and again. I can't help but want to be close to you, to share the same space, to breathe in the comfort of your presence. Looking back, I know I behaved in ways that were immature and impulsive. There were times when I said things without thinking, and times when I acted in ways that must have seemed foolish. Those moments haunt me now because I can see them so clearly for what they were, unsteady expressions of my own insecurities. I regret the way I handled certain situations, and though I cannot erase the past, I want you to know that I've learned from it. Growth is painful, but it is also necessary, and through reflection, I have come to understand the depth of my feelings for you in a way I didn't before. Still, if I'm being fully honest, I can't escape the thoughts that invade my mind when I wonder about your attention. I try to silence the doubts, but they creep in during the quietest hours. I question if someone else has your focus, if someone else might be holding your heart in ways I wish I could. Rationally, I remind myself that my soul knows the truth. It tells me that your heart isn't drifting elsewhere. I feel that certainty when I think of who you are and how I know you. But there is also a darker part of me, one I can't completely silence, that pushes me toward suspicion and fear. It's a constant tug-of-war between what I know and what I fear, and it leaves me restless. The truth is, I find myself unable to want anyone else. My desires, both emotional and physical, are rooted in you alone. I don't crave anyone else's company, nor do I feel drawn to anyone else's energy. There is an undeniable pull towards you that no one else has ever come close to sparking within me. You are, in so many ways, the person who stirs the deepest parts of my soul, awakening a passion I didn't know could burn this strongly. And because of that, I can't find peace in your absence. It feels as though a part of me is missing whenever you're not near, and my thoughts return to you again and again, no matter how hard I try to distract myself. This constant state of longing is exhausting, yet it also speaks to the depth of what I feel. I am not just infatuated, I am deeply, irrevocably drawn to you. I want to be someone who doesn't just cling to you in desperation but someone who adds light and strength to your life. I want to offer stability rather than chaos, understanding rather than confusion, and love that feels steady rather than overwhelming. That's why I keep telling myself that I must be prepared when I approach you, that I must carry with me the maturity and calm you deserve. At the same time, I wrestle with vulnerability. To admit all of this is to strip myself bare, to show you not only my passion but also my fear, my insecurities, and my flaws. I often wonder if it's fair to place so much of my heart in your hands, but the truth is that it's already there, whether I admit it or not. You hold so much power over my happiness, and while that thought scares me, it also feels inevitable. I don't want to resist what I feel anymore, even if it leaves me exposed. Every day without clarity feels heavier, but every day also reminds me of how much you mean to me. The silence, as painful as it is, forces me to reflect, to acknowledge not only my longing but also the growth I need to continue embracing. I am still learning how to balance passion with patience, desire with respect, and vulnerability with strength. All I know with certainty is that you are constantly on my mind, and that no part of me can find peace until I know where we stand. If nothing else, I want you to understand the depth of what you mean to me. My thoughts are consumed by you not out of fleeting desire, but because you have touched something permanent within me. And though I may stumble with my words or struggle with my fears, my heart remains steadfast in its pull toward you. This silence may be killing me, but beneath it lies a love that refuses to fade, no matter how long it waits.